guys. Say something over there.
Good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, we're late because they wouldn't let us on. It was really crazy. I don't know why they wouldn't let us on, but they wouldn't. So, is that good? That's the right height. Is anyone else on yet? Let's see. I guess, is that how you do it? Nobody's there yet. Not even Creedmoor. Or Jeff. I mean, Joe. Oh, there's one person. Who are you? Let us know who you are. All right. Let's see. Why'd you say something, honey? Hey, we got 4 people on. Welcome, you guys. Welcome back to Eden Family. All right, let's see if I can get on with my, turn off my sound. Okay. So, boy, I wish I could figure out how to do the, time is it? We've got about 7 more minutes before we're actually live, and I think it's really something I'd like to start with. You guys, if you want to pray with us, come on a little bit early. I thought, 5 or 10 or 15 minutes early. We're so late right now because I got foiled. Actually, something happened. Hello, hey J Buck. Be sure to be our guardian angel, J Buck. I'm so glad to see you. I wish I could figure out how to play my chat on here. Is that it? Oh, there it is. Good. Good evening. Hello, J Buck. Okay, I'm here. You're the one. You're the faithful one. CCMM. I don't know who that is, but thanks for being here. I wonder if I could make my live chat permanent, like stay up there. Let's see. What does that do? Let's see. Welcome to live chat. Okay. Okay. Kelly Sullivan, good evening to you. CCMM. Hi, Miss Carol and Mr. Paul. Hi, folks. Joseph Bass. Hey, Joe. Welcome, welcome. We thought we'd tell people if they want to pray with us to come on a little bit early. And I guess right now is like we're about 6 minutes to 5 here on West Coast time. And I talked with you, Mr. Paul, last week. I don't know who this is. But anyway, you want to, let's pray. Do you want me to pray or?
You can pray for me.
Okay. So, Father, in the name of Yeshua, we thank you for your presence and goodness to us. Yes, Lord, we ask that you lead us tonight for your good pleasure, and kindly would you spread your will and purpose for Back to Eden Gardening through what we say and do. We ask that you protect us from anything that might hinder us or hinder your will tonight, and bring us your wisdom and your knowledge to serve our families and our communities. And in the name of Yeshua, we pray. Thank you, Father. We were talking to Creedmoor Fury tonight because there's some questions that came up that Joe put together, and I guess he's got some other ones. But we were talking about the purposes and kind of our vision and all this, and that we're seeking to cover the earth to heal and protect us, because there's another name that cannot be mentioned happening here pretty soon. And I really feel like it's going to be really it's not a coincidence that how many years has it been now? I don't remember how many, 12 or 15 years this is Back to Eden's been out.
The film came out in 2011.
Hi guys. I suppose I could be in here too. But yeah, 2011, so what's it, 20, so it's 24, so it's been 13 years. So for 13 years, God told someone, I think it was Michael, what was his last name?
Barrett.
God told Michael Barrett that there was something here. And, you know, my husband was really not out. He's not, as you can tell, he's pretty quiet. And he has a lot of giftings spiritually and intuitively. And he was just coming into his own right around then. And because he went through 8 years of depression, and I just knew that something good was on the other side of it, because that's who God is. And so what happened is we ended up, you know, doing this thing, not knowing that there would be anything like a pandemic or anything like that would happen as a result. And now, you know, there's people trying to interfere with our well-being with regards to food and all these other things that are happening. So, and you know, I just found out tonight as well that there's something going to be spread throughout, like the air. And so, this is one of the greatest defenses, is to stand in God, but not only stand in God, stand in truth and push back by ministering life, because we're giving life, we're producing life, and life is the thing that's going to be what we're going to need.
Did you get to work?
Yeah. My son just showed up. Come say hi to everybody, honey. But you know what? You can help me. Can you help me set up the feed on the side here or something?
Oh,
Or on here, actually.
the comments?
On here, yeah, on the comments.
Okay.
My genius son, one of my genius sons, just showed up, and I'm trying. Let me get back to the page, and we're trying to set up the rest of the comments on this page so I can read them from here too. But anyway, okay. My name is Connie. I have spoken with you, but Mr. Paul has just finished up live. He called me back, as you said. Oh, rats.
Okay, it's right here.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, wait.
There it is, I think.
Top chat. Live
Okay.
chat.
Okay, we're going right back to it.
Okay, it's right there. Do you want it on there too?
Yeah, it would be great. It comes up, but it's just really, it just goes back. But it doesn't stay. I don't know why it doesn't stay, but it's okay. Okay, so your name is Connie, and you had spoken. Say hi to everybody, honey. Say hi.
Hello.
That's my youngest son, Isaac. He's
I'm tech support.
yeah, definitely. He's definitely tech support, and he just happened to be around the corner, I guess, doing photography, because he's a really amazing photographer. You should look. His webpage is called isaacgauchi.com, right?
You don't have to plug me.
I know. No, but you know, why not? He's a great guy. But anyway, okay, so I guess it's probably 5 o'clock now, isn't it? Is it 5 o'clock?
Yeah, 501.
Okay, 5:01. So let's get started. Welcome everyone, right, Dad?
Yeah.
So if you have any, hi Isaac, CCMM said. Thank you, sweetheart.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I love you, baby.
Love you too.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So we do have some what do you call it, questions that Joe, I guess, posted through Creedom or Fury, Jeff. Anyway, and so we could do those, but we really are interested in what they have to say too, right? And so yeah, so if anybody has any questions, hey, East of Eden grower, Mr. Creedmoor Fury. Okay. So we've got Kelly Sullivan at CCMM, Jay Buck, which is our angel, our guardian angel, and Joe Bass, Miles. Hello, everyone. And then, yeah, is there any questions that you guys are burning to ask? Because would be great to prioritize you. Okay, so I have to send, I guess I have to send, let me see, I've got to make you a moderator again, right? Or are you still there, J-Buck? Are you still a moderator? I guess maybe not. Pin message, report removed. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, no, you're a standard moderator. Still, J-Buck. Do you see that, sweetie? Because you're still a standard moderator. Oh, yeah. You're highlighted in blue. Everybody else is not. So you must still be there. Okay. Let's get going here. So how do you guys feel? And how was your week? I'm really glad that everybody's here. Uh-oh. I'm trying to find the questions here and my dog's starting to cry. So, as soon as we get you going. All right, so should we go ahead and start with the questions that were posed to us through Joe Bass or through Creedmoor Fury?
How can you write Bermuda grass? It has to be removed. You got to take it out by the root. You leave anything, it will come back. So it's got to be really thoroughly removed by pulling it up by the roots.
And you know what? You know what'd be cool? Creedmoor shared something with me today about Bermuda grass. And Creedmoor, it would be really cool if you could share really quick so not everybody looks at Bermuda grass as a gift from hell, basically. Anyway, in some ways it's kind of a big blessing. So Creedmoor, did you hear that?
Anyway, I don't use any compost tea in my garden. I'm just using the wood chips, and they're doing well.
I kind of did it last year a little bit, but
well, actually, the wood chips are creating compost tea. Every time it rains or you water, compost tea is coming off of those, and so that material covering maintains a constant supply of compost tea.
Okay. All right, so Joe Bass, okay. Joe Bass is going to ask the questions, okay? My question for the night, what's the best way to cook my eggs for supper? Do you know, let me tell you, the thing about it is, do you know anything about shakshuka? Anybody that knows anything about the Middle East, I think it originally came from Egypt. And what it is it's red bell pepper and a bunch of spices that are Middle Eastern spices, and you mix it all together with tomatoes, and you make kind of a broth or a sauce, and then you pop your eggs into it as it begins to simmer, and you cover it and let it sit for maybe 10 minutes or something as the eggs partially cook. You know, if you like them hard, you obviously want to cook them longer, but I like mine soft boiled. In fact, soft boiled is the best way to eat eggs as far as digestion. So if you have a hard time digesting eggs, you might want to soft boil them. And so that's my answer to you, Mr. J. Buck. And so, and then also we eat soft boiled eggs a lot because boy, we got lots of eggs right now. I got a lot of colored eggs right now that are happening because they're producing every day now, and so I got to figure out ways to. Oh, go ahead.
Where to get organic seeds? Two sources is Fedco and Johnny Select Seeds.
Do they have organic?
Both of them have organic good seeds.
They do, right? All right.
I use manure for my chicken pen, but it's really, when I get to the garden, it's really composted. It's not fresh, so it's been worked into a lot of organic material. So it's really pretty much soil.
Yeah, we top dress with the chicken manure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, what else do you do? Do you do to your garden like composting? Oh, you already asked that. Okay, Joe says, what inspired you to develop the Back to Eden gardening method, and what were the initial challenges you aimed to address?
When I first came here, I wanted to grow food for my family, but I had an incredible obstacle or challenge. My well produced half a gallon a minute, no water. You know, hardly run a house on that. So I came to God. I says, God, how can I grow trees without water? He says, come out to the woods and I'll show you. And that day changed my life. And I tell you, one of the greatest gifts I ever got was that lousy well. because it opened me up to how nature works, and it's all about covering. You see, nowhere in nature do you ever see exposed soil. It's always covered with grasses, needles and leaves and twigs, but it's always covered. And that's the beauty of it. When the grass is covered, it's always being fed by the covering. And so it's always being supported and maintained.
Okay. Should I use? Are you talking about worm castings in my soil? Did you see that one?
Yeah, worm castings is wonderful, and,
Right.
and just by having a healthy soil, you have worms, and they're always, leaving castings.
We used to use those.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's great. There's a lot of people. In fact, I thought about last year getting some, but I don't think I have enough to feed my chickens and to feed the worms. I think I'd have to import some, you know, recycled garbage or something. Anyway, worm castings are amazingly good for fertility aids. The amount of seed supportive energy that can come from castings is wonderful. Yeah, I believe it. And let's see, what was it that? Let's see. Are you seeing?
Yeah, but it doesn't last. It's a shame.
I know it doesn't last. That's why I've got this going on. So if you wanna, I guess you can. Let's see. Okay, East of Eden. Oh yeah, I wanted to say what he talked about the Bermuda grass. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the absolutely Bermuda grass can seem like a bane to our existence. It is still a gift to the grower. It prevents erosion as a living soil cover, and it holds so much nitrogen within itself. Didn't you say it draws from the air and stuff? Weren't you saying something like that, Creedmoor? You were. It was really cool how you expressed it to us on the phone. All right. Did you want to go ahead and ask the questions that you wanted to ask Joe, or me to ask them? Because you can go ahead and fire away, buddy. Right? It'd probably be good to have him here. So Cindy Shockley, welcome. Will my plant roots grow through the car?
And get very soft, and roots will get through it just fine.
You might, Cindy, you might want to listen to last week's sharing about the cardboard, because we found that the cardboard is don't don't worry about it, because just
It's already there.
yeah, it's already there. Just ask the Lord to bless what you've done. But we found that there's a lot of toxins in it, and Creedmoor, we did a double whammy last week where Creedmoor was on one side and Paul was on the other, and he explained how to determine whether a cardboard is non-toxic enough to use. And then what paper that you recommended, some kind of construction paper that that you use, Creedmoor, that you recommend. That's that brown paper. My kitty wants to say hi. Creedmoor, you might want to put it in the notes, because you can double it and use that in lieu of the cardboard. And the cardboard, if you saturate it and it bubbles or puckers in any way, you know that it's got chemicals in it that are not good for our soil. So you might want to test the cardboard before you use it and try to go with as naked a cardboard as possible.
Yes, you can ask a question about faith, for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, can I ask a question about faith, or only talking garden? No, we have this is Back to Eden, God and midwifery, and probably in that style, in that. Um, so Joe Bass says, can you share any specific observations or experiences that led to the development of the wood chip mulching technique? Did you conduct any experiments or trials before fully embracing the Back to Eden method?
No, because I had no option. I didn't have water, and I had to be able to hold moisture, and so I just covered
And
everything.
you had a history. Your mom.
Yeah. Well, I was interested in growing up. My father was a gardener, was a farmer. He was raised in Nebraska, and they tilled and did all. And my brother and I wore out shovels spitting our gardens. But my mom, she'd go out every Monday and pick up everybody's yard waste, grass clippings and leaves, and she'd mulch all of our plants, and she did it to retain water, because water is really expensive, and LA things dry out really quick. But I noticed when I weeded her garden, the ground was always soft and black and really nice. Where my garden, Dad's garden, always got compacted and hard. And so, just as a young person, growing up, I got the revelation that covering is pretty effective.
And the woman that asked the cardboard question, um, uh, Creedmoor says builder's craft paper. So we have, like, where we live, it's all about wood because you guys get a lot of your lumber from Washington State because we do a lot of fir trees and whatnot here. And so we've got a mill down the road from us that actually we can get that builder's craft paper probably pretty cheap because I have clients that probably could get me a roll for free even. So what I'm saying is he says it's between $11 and $13. Isn't that what it was, Creedmoor, a roll? And you can cover a 12 by 12 foot space twice, you said, last week with that. And that's probably a cleaner way to go. And I don't know if you guys go to Costco, you might want to check out those papers that they put between the stacks. We used to try to do it here when Nick lived here, and um, they told us we couldn't do it anymore, but we got a whole bunch of it until they told us we couldn't do it anymore. But anyway, that's another thing you might want to check to see if it saturates well or if it buckles. But I got a feeling that might be a good resource as well. Oh, $11 to $12 a roll according to East of Eden, which is Creedmoor, and that's over in the east. He lives in North Carolina, so I can't imagine it's more or too much more wherever you live. Okay, so he says one roll will make 2 layers of soil cover for 12 by 12 foot garden. Yep. Sans any toxicity. The key is for it to absolutely absorb water. That's what you want to make sure that you can see that it's absolutely absorbing the water. So did that answer your question, Joe? Because I think it's something that you observed pretty much all your life and knew that. But then when God said, "Don't worry about it," with our well, that we've got the covering in the forest. Okay, how do I fight witchcraft? I feel someone has evil intentions for me.
The same way Jesus did. He cast them out, and he did it by the word. It's just if you look at the life of Jesus, the New Testament, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, he so demonstrates how to live. He encountered all the issues, and he dealt with it, by the Spirit and by the word. God's word is powerful. It's really, really an effective, like the Bible calls it, it's a sword. It's a weapon, and it's very, very effective. And Satan, when Jesus was tempted, he always quoted the word, and Satan left.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you, as a former witch, this was before I knew God. One thing that I know for sure is that you want to make sure that you don't have any open doorways. If you have anything in your house, in your environment, in even your mind that would cause the enemy to have absolute access to you, that's not okay either. So you want to get rid of anything in your environment, anything astrological, yoga, anything witchy at all, crystals, things that have any kind of implication. I'm not saying all crystals. I mean, if you have a crystal, it doesn't mean there's anything, but if you've gotten it from like a witchy kind of environment, you might want to pray over it and ask God to remove anything that was spoken into it. There's just, anyway, this could be a conversation, and if you ever really need to, you can call me. Paul's phone number is available, and yeah, I have really good prayers and stuff that I've been able to combat a lot of witchcraft and Satanism as a result of even just speaking these things over and ridding your environment of these things. So it's really effective, and it's God's word, just like Paul says.
Yeah, the organic covering will really help sand hold water. It's really, really great.
But trending jewelry, I'm serious. Give me a call and I could talk to you more about this and even give you some prayers. You're welcome, Cindy. And trending jewelry, pray, and we will be praying for you. Rebuke the devil. Yep, that's true, J Buck. East of Eden grower. And so, Father, right now we come against any evil, wicked intention that would be over trending jewelry. And we ask, God, that you would bind and rebuke the enemy. God, that you would give them wisdom. I don't know if this is a woman or a man. Give them wisdom over this situation and lead them into all truth. And be sure that you know God, because if you know God, it makes a huge difference, honey.
You can put fresh chicken manure in the garden as long as you lay it on top of the ground and don't bury it in soil. As long as it's on top of the ground, it's not going to hurt the plants.
Obsession could be witchy, but what I'm talking about is overt witchcraft. So can the back to Eden method help me to hold on to more, oh, did you already answer that?
Hold on, what?
Hold on to moisture
Yeah.
in a sandy environment. Seems like my sandy earth just leaks water out after it rains.
Yeah, the wood chips will really hold that water really well.
Can I put fresh chicken poop in my garden?
Yes. Just put it on top of
On
the ground.
top.
Do not bury it in the soil. Always just lay it on top.
Okay, so how can I get an idea about how often I may need to add cover to my own new back to Eden beds?
Well, when the soil becomes exposed, you just have nothing but dirt. You want to put a cover.
So shall it be? So trendy jewelry, you can call me. If this is Christina, this is really a really sad way of doing this. And you, anyway, you can delete the trendy jewelry, J Bass, if she keeps on, because this is her, because this is inappropriate. She's just really got some issues. Anyway, layers for comfrey plants will hold that moisture and create soil. Yep, that's so true. That's such a good word. Loving the comfrey. Yep, that's for sure. Anyway, CCMM. I've heard of various fertilizers such as egg shells, banana peels, rice water, etc. How do I know what plants need what fertilizer?
I don't really think that it matters. Any good organic material will turn into good soil and feed the soil. So I don't think it's a matter of this wants
Organic.
water, this wants that. I think it all works.
Organic material. Let's see. Here's another good one. Okay, what's the other good one? You know, I think I'm gonna have to go take her out. I got a feeling she might have to go to the bathroom. Are there? Can you watch that
Yeah.
and be careful what you touch down here? You see what Joe Bass
Uh-huh.
is saying? I just gave him my
One thing about what I noticed in my garden, especially when people come here, is how everybody comments on how the flavor of my food is just so exquisite and so different from store bought. And it just really to me validates the importance of healthy soil. You know, you are what you eat. And when plants are eating in healthy soil, they're delicious. They really taste good. And I think God created our taste buds for a reason to evaluate food. And if food doesn't taste good, you shouldn't eat it because it's not good. No, you don't want to mix in anything with the dirt with the chips. See, when you mix things into the soil has to compost it and digest it, and it really stresses the soil out. It takes a lot of energy to do that. And while it's breaking it down, it's stressed, and so it's not able to release its nutrients. So you always want this layer. Put it on top, and let nature take it down via rain, and just composting. Yeah, good food is just such a blessing. It tastes so good. It's so satisfying. Berries are like anything else. Just plant them in the soil, put widgets around them, and they're going to do well. Whatever organic material you have, you can create good soil. I mean, everything from grass clippings to leaves, wood chips, animal manures, it all breaks down and turns into soil. I think, the Bible is so significant how it says, from dust we came, from dust we return. God designed the most wonderful recycling program. Nothing's wasted. Everything returns to dirt. The berries are like anything else, just good soil. They're gonna grow fine. You can create your own soil. Any compost, anything in nature, is going to break down. Like I say, grass clippings, leaves, wood chips. It all turns into soil, and some things are quicker than others, but they all work really well. And so, just whatever material you have, make use of. It'll work. It'll work for you. I don't think it matters what time you make the addition. If you're laying on top of the ground again, you're not gonna affect anything in the root system, and you're just gonna feed the soil. So I don't think the timing matters. Now I notice in nature, in the fall is when the Creator puts the covering on the earth. All the leaves fall off. The grass dies down, and so the advantage of that is that during the winter you get the rain and the snow, which creates the compost tea that builds the soil for next spring's growth. So ideally, I think the best time to put the addition is during the fall. You don't want tree bark is no problem if it's mixed in with needles and leaves, but bark by itself is not nutritious. Things will not grow in bark. What I have growing in my garden now is kale, beets, and carrots, um, and all that kale. The kale's so good. Sure, you can grow the same principle will work in pots. It's just on a smaller level, and so just plant your plants in the pot, put wood chips on it, and every time you water, you're gonna get the compost seed coming off the wood chips. It's gonna feed the plants, so it'll work fine in pots. Yeah, I have all my potatoes are growing in wood chips, and they do grow really fine, and they're scab free. Yeah, potatoes are really fun to grow. They're so hardy, and I think they're a really good food. I think they're really good for us. I love potatoes. No, I haven't had any helper since Nick left. My son lives here and he helps him, but um, I'm doing okay. We're making do. No, questions are fine without question marks. It's okay. Well, thank you, East of Eden grower. I appreciate your encouragement. No, I think catching rain off the roof in barrels is really great because rainwater, the rainwater is the best water there is, and so any collection of that and use of that is really beneficial. Your seedlings should be watered when they need it, and you can just go out there and you can just move the soil away from the base. If it's damp underneath, it's fine. If it's not, water. Pine needles are a wonderful cover. It's a great. I really like pine needles in the compost. I direct soil. That's just my preference. I don't care to I don't have the time to start plants and move them and that kind of thing. So for me, direct sowing is just the easiest. No, I think the backdeeding method works anywhere in nature in any environment. As long as you have a place to grow things, it's just going to really increase the ability for those plants to grow. I don't think it's limited to any space or soil or anything like that. Drip irrigation to me is a very poor idea because it doesn't cover the whole root base. You just have these little emitters that drip water in one spot and it doesn't cover the whole base. The ideal watering was in the beginning of the Garden of Eden. It was sub irrigation. Water came up from the ground. The next best is rain, water coming from the earth, from the sky, covering everything, and that to me is the ideal water. Drip irrigation to me is really a poor idea. I haven't had any real challenges in my garden. It's just things are really growing well. Um, Weeds pull easy. It's just the soil never compacts. It's just there's really no challenges. Now tomatoes, I'll have to set tomatoes and peppers out. I have to have them, put plants in because I don't have a long enough growing season doing by seeds. And for those, I want to harden them off, put them out in for a while and bring them back in and get them hardened off before I plant them in the ground. Yeah, there's no reason to cover your carrots with a board. Just plant them in the soil; they'll come up just fine. Hi, Nick. I love you. You want to collect seeds when they're fully developed and starting to dry. You don't want to if you collect seeds when they're too not fully developed, they're not going to grow. You want to make sure seeds are you should be drying out before you collect them. If I had to do it all over again, I'd stay in the same place, the same time. This is a really nice place to live. I'm so thankful that I can live here. It's really been a pleasure to live, and I would do it again. Well, once your garden's built, you can plant right away. There's no time to wait. No reason to wait. Just covering. The only maintenance you need to do in the backyard garden is just maintain the covering. Maintain a good covering over the soil that's composting and feeding the soil continually, and you're good. I would apply the covering as material shows up. Is probably the first, um, you know, requirement, and then as needed. If I have a really good covering, there's no need to add more. But like in my orchard, I can put this stuff really deep around my trees, and it's like to me it's like putting money in the bank. So it's like no limit. I can just apply it anytime. That question about applying time. One thing I've noticed really cool about the wood chips, when I first came, I was putting the wood chips down really a lot and often because they were breaking down really quick. But over the years, because my soil's built up, the wood chips are breaking down much slower. And I think it's just really such a wonderful design God created. Because as you get older, you have less energy, you can do less work, and so what I'm finding is that I'm getting the same production, same volume, with a whole lot less work. So that's really encouraging. No, you can always you don't have to rake wood chip. Any addition you make, you just lay on top. You don't have to change anything below it. Just add to the top and spread it out, and you're fine. What I'm seeing is that a lot of churches, which is really great, are using their spaces instead of just growing lawn and watering it and lacing it to be available to community gardens, and I think that's really beneficial. I think the community garden, the whole move of that, is a real blessing for people in cities where they don't have space, and so that's to me really a great idea, and it's just good to see happening. The best time to put in fruit trees is right now when they're dormant. In the spring, they'll probably they'll be put in pots and they're leafing out, and so that's not an ideal time. So the ideal time is like winter time, this time of year. Is when and you want to use bare root fruit trees. Don't buy them in containers. You're welcome, Kelly. you know, if, I've never used any lime to, it'll make the soil more alkaline. I just haven't had no reason to add fertilizer because in nature that doesn't happen. Everything in nature's growing fine with covering, maintaining the support of the soil. So I just don't use any commercial or any kind of fertilizers at all. So on your fruit trees that are having a hard time developing roots, prune. Just little pruning will stimulate growth. Pruning is such a significant stimulant to growth. Nothing compares to it.
Yeah, Roger died. Are you welcoming people, honey? Kelly Sullivan, and
No.
Roger Dye, and who else has got people here? Did you get this one?
Yeah, I got all of them.
Okay, great. How did you approach educating others about the BtE method, and what resource do you recommend for those looking to learn more?
Well, people come here because the film was really amazing. How it really covered, got incredible views all over the world, and so from that I've had so much response to either people calling me or phone or letters are coming to my place. So that's what really helped me get this off. Thank you, Buck. Is it Joe Buck? Depending where you live will matter when you start planting. For me, I can't start planting until April. And so, but it varies where you live. And so what I do is I just practice, and just if it's too early and doesn't come up, we'll realize, well, I'll just wait. I'll have to find the right time and just keep doing it, keep practicing, and you'll get good.
Good night, Cindy Shockley. God bless you too. I see energy. I'm lady.
I'm late.
Is there a growing guide I can refer to? Did you get that one?
Yeah, there's it's called companion planting, and certain vegetables do well growing together. I personally haven't really made that much attempt to practice that because I just like things in rows and things consistent and easy to handle. So I can't give any real background on that, but I've heard good results.
Certain vegetables are best grow together. Okay, that's what you're talking about. A growing guide? Did you talk about the growing guide?
What growing guide?
Is there a growing guide I can refer to so that I will know when to start
No,
planting?
I said I don't. It depends on where you live.
Yeah.
It makes a difference, and so.
Do you know what growing zone you're in? If you can find out your growing zone, and then that'll tell you online when to start. Basil and tomato are good companion planters, right? Yeah, and then it's really good together too. Yummy. Basil and tomato is always good together. Yes, he did. Yes, he did what? I heard of certain vegetables are best to grow together. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm in Ohio, but whereabouts in Ohio? Because probably Ohio has different growing zones in it, right, you guys? Friedmore, you and Joe, you guys know more in this stuff than I do.
Now, what was the conflict question?
To address the conflict question. Oh, what was the conflict
That's
question?
what I'm asking.
So, IC energy is 7B. East of Eden grower Paul has done well while you were away. Hey, I bet he did. Above ground, can you read that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Rabbits, terracots. Below ground, the plant's roots may be affected by certain nematodes and soil-dwelling organisms.
Yeah, my experience with comfrey is that it's hard to stop growing.
Well, but the stuff that the Bocking 14, right, is not. It comes up every year, but it doesn't spread. Comfrey is a great plant to hold moisture. Joe shared that. Yep. Well, my son put a bunch of rocks around the comfrey, the cherry tree out there. I've got to move them because I don't think he realized. He's trying to keep it from coming up, and I want it to come up. Rabbits love comfrey. They do. I just checked the Google stated 6A. Okay, guys, those of you East of Eden and Joe and whoever else is on here, what's a good time to start growing in 6A? And what to start with? Probably start with cool crop stuff, you know, like broccoli and snap peas and lettuce, right? Stuff like that.
Spinach, arugula,
Spinach, arugula, rabbits of comfrey. Okay, just check Google's.
cilantro.
Oh, silly rabbits. Thanks, Joe. And Creed. Roger die. Start coals now. Coals? What are coals? Leafy greens. Have you thought about having a support group of veterans walk the garden with you? Gardening can bring therapy to veterans. Thank you for your service, Paul. Oh, what a great idea.
Yeah, well, they're sure welcome to come.
Yeah, we were thinking if we build strong here, I don't know how many people are on right now, but we were thinking if we build strong, it would be really cool to start a Zoom, like so everybody can be on live after about maybe 50 solid people. We could do a Zoom maybe once a month or something.
I see a good dog on your place can be really helpful in keeping the deer away. But you need to have a good dog,
Yeah.
one that really gets the idea that this is my home and you're trespassing, you're out of here.
And it's got to be a dog that actually gets that piece, because we've had like golden retrievers that they're lap dogs. They're sweet, but they're lap dogs. Our chocolate labs have been the best investment for us. We've got one right now that is a guardian dog that, man, she's a puppy and she is one heck of a handful. But I'm not sure we're going to keep her because she's just really, I've got to wait till she's 2 to 3 years old, and I'm not sure I can do that for her to settle down. Anyway, do y'all have any recommendations for a deer problem for the vets? Great Pyrenees is a great something blocker. What kind of blocker? Deer blocker. I don't know, I hope so. But you guys will have to, if you come out here this year, you're going to have to check her out and tell me what you think. My Shep enjoyed the meat. What? The shepherd enjoyed the meat much? Meat?
Too much.
Too much. A gun might be cheaper than fence.
Yes, you gotta be out there though, and they come at night when you're
Oh
sleeping.
yeah, they know. They're smart. They come when you're sleeping, and all of a sudden you're home. We were blown away once we got our 8-foot fence, you guys, because we didn't know we had so much out there, because they were, I mean, I guess they ate all the potato flowers, because we used to, I was blown away at how many potato flowers came up last year, because it was just like, all these other things were coming up that we had no idea we had, because they were always eating it. How about any more of those questions, Mr. Joe Bass? Guess I'm gonna have to build something fence because a dog isn't an option. Oh, really? Charles Coker, early spring here in Louisiana, 81 degrees today. Wow. Normally have last frost March 11th. Wow. Weather Channel shows no more below freezing weather. Yeah, they're messing with our weather, and I'm sure they're changing it to the global warming that they're threatening us with. Scooby-Doo, my dogs keep the squirrels and the rabbits away from my crops, but the puppy likes to dig holes. You win some battles and you lose some, that's for sure. 85 today in northwest East Texas. Wow. Joe Bass, I plant vates and crucifers. I don't know how to say that. All year long, we range from 6A to 7A due to mountain region microclimates. Yeah, I don't know if we could do that. Holy cow, Charlie, I don't know if I would do that. It's called My Dream Garden Saved My Life. Be blessed. Life on Promise View Acres. Steve.
We've had a really extremely mild winter this year. Very, very warm, and not much. Only rain, only snowed like once, and it's just extremely mild.
How has the winter been for you both? Are you talking about
Yeah.
Creedmoor, and are you talking about
I'm
us or who? Anyway, our winter's been way too mild, don't you
yeah.
think? I think we've only had snow a couple times.
One time,
twice, I think. Yeah, and it was nothing. I mean, we don't get much snow here anyway, but still, kind of wish it would be cold enough to kill the bugs. Our dogs do a great job during the day, but they come into the porch to sleep at night. Yeah, see, that's a bummer. That's when they come. So, wattle fence is made from branches. Oh yeah, I've seen those in Europe. I work with some Ohio growers. When I'm hardening off, they are sowing into pit. What does that mean? Not sure what that means. Pots. Sowing into pots. Oh, I work with some Ohio growers. When I'm hardening off, they are sowing into pots. Oh, okay. Joe Bass.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any new developments. I think this is really a simple process. It's been happening in nature for 6,000 years of recorded history. It's really simple. I don't think it's going to change much.
Well, I mean, it's always developing. I think, it's like, I was just thinking about the more, okay, as a midwife, if you feed the placenta, I get my clients to focus on the placenta, and if they feed their placenta right, they're going to have an amazingly strong uterine muscle to be able to have their labor, and they're going to have a healthy baby. Well, I feel like the soil is the placenta of the plants. And so if you focus on feeding your soil, because your food is only as good as your soil. And so if I keep thinking about the soil being like a placenta.
Anyway, J. Buck, the best plant to keep anything out of your garden is barberry. That stuff, man, is deadly. You put your hand there, you're gonna hurt, and nothing comes through barberry. It takes a while to grow, but man, it makes one incredible fence. Nothing.
Do we have that here?
I got one plant out there, but
We do?
yeah, along the driveway. But barberry is significant.
Oh, is that one? Oh, I know which
It's
one.
red,
Yeah.
and
The berries
it's,
on it are red.
it's full of spikes.
Yeah.
It hurts you.
Yeah, right. Paul and Carol, I wonder what that meant. I see energy better be a tall fence. Paul spoke of some type of bushes on video. Okay. Winter has been rather mild here too. I think it's been mild everywhere, you guys. It's not good. So we're about 3 to 4 weeks ahead. Yes, that's the name I heard. What name? My garden is called the Garden of Whedon. Some other people said that to me once.
Weeds happen.
Just keep composting it,
Covering it.
covering it. Yeah. Multiflora rose.
Yeah, pyracantha. We have that in California. You have to be in a warm climate for it. But that definitely is barb. Right?
Do they have that? Do you have that east of Eden? Do you have that there? I'm wondering. See, I think our climate's changed somewhat.
Yeah, I don't think pyracantha will grow here. I've never seen it anywhere around here.
But he's got the same. He's got 8B. I think we are 8A and B.
But I'm just saying in my experience in the area, I've never seen it.
Okay. There's another species. Okay. Can back to Eden gardening be combined with other organic gardening practices for enhanced results? Sure. Why not? Did you read that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why I haven't built it yet. It would need to be, 8 feet. I'm trying to plant something in wood line so they won't come through it. I mean, if you plant, like we have a wood, what is it, about three wood stacks deep?
Mhm.
They don't jump over that. I mean, I'm sure if they got really desperate, they could jump on top of it and jump off. But because we have firewood out there
stacked.
that's stacked, yeah. Yeah, 8-foot fence was really expensive. We were so blessed to have people help us do it. It was so amazing, especially those that promote holistic, organic, minimally invasive methods. Great question again, Joe. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. You can always integrate.
You're welcome, Icy.
Are there specific considerations, raised beds, and back to Eden gardening?
I haven't done any raised beds. I don't care for them, but I think that this would be the same idea with soil covering would be important. But I haven't any experience with raised beds.
Corn gluten meal. You spray it where you do not want weed seed to sprout. Does it kill everything though, Charles? Corn gluten meal? And is it GMO corn? That's the thing, you know, you want to avoid the GMO. Most of the corn like that is GMO, I think. Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Just back from Burnt Ridge. Oh, really? Plant powdered peddler Janet. Burnt Ridge Nursery today. Isn't that a fun place? Fruit trees and chestnut trees to plant. Ooh, nice. Thank you for telling us about Mike. I had some lettuce, broccoli, and spinach sprouting today. Wow,
Right.
good
Cool.
job, J Buck. If you've got 85-degree weather over there, man, you could probably plant more than that. It was East Texas, is that where you are? East Texas? You retracted it?
Yeah, he says yeah, northeast Texas. Don't
8B. 8B. Isn't that us? Can back to Eden gardening be applied to small spaces or yeah,
course.
absolutely. People were telling us, you guys, we've had phone calls from all over the world. We've had people in China tell us that they have, I don't know if you guys ever been to China, but I've been there several times, and they have like super skyscrapers. I mean, there's so many people there, it's crazy. And so they have like I went to visit a doctor friend of mine, and she was on the 98th floor. It's like crazy. But anyway, they have you know, what do you call it? Balconies, and on their balconies they'll plant all kinds of stuff. They got a lot of ingenuity. So they have hanging tomatoes and all kinds of lettuce and spinach and all kinds of greens, bok choy, and all that stuff that they eat. So it was pretty amazing, and they were using the mulching. They were using the back to Eden method. Okay, where is Ken back to Eden gardening? I'm gonna be 55 Wednesday. Oh, happy birthday, J Buck! 55. I remember that young age. My last frost is the first week of June. Oh wow. Okay. I'm from Paulsbo. Came to meet you last spring. Been spreading wood chips for 2 years now to mulch and feed our soil. Yay, plant-powered peddler. Good job. I see energy. I was 65 today, and I spent an entire day laying cardboard and shoveling wood chips. Did you see something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I also like accept the whole thing of impossibility. So I don't see any reason why plum trees wouldn't grow where you are. I would just plant them.
Good night, CCMM. Great review for us. Any advice for the plum? Oh, did you already read that one? Okay, I do lots of bike touring and show people how to stay plant-centered while traveling. Oh, good for you. No, I'm not 55, 48. The temperature is going to be, oh. Okay, I'm sorry. Hi, y'all. Kelly
No,
Smith. Hi, Kelly.
You won't ever have problem with termites and wood chips because it's composting. Termites are eating dead dry wood. If it's wet and composting, termites will not show up.
And there's certain wood chip sizes or types that are more suitable for back to Eden gardening.
The finer, I like the finer. The finer the better, as far as I'm concerned.
For the food gardening.
Because you can plant seeds right in it, so that really makes it much easier than the coarser stuff.
But for the orchard,
Orchard's fine.
No. The bigger chips.
Are fine for the orchard. Yeah. Any recommendation for ants? Chickens. Chickens are really good for taking out ants. They're really effective.
Yeah, but you're not going to put chickens in your garden.
No, but if I had a real problem with them, I'd put like a small fenced area and have them clean it up.
I've never had termites in my wood chips. I was blessed with a load of wood chips today. All right, Kelly. Plant-powered peddler, Janet. Paul, you gave us great tips on pruning, and we so appreciate all you shared with us.
Oh, you're so
You guys
welcome.
heard Paul's boat, isn't that what you said? I had termites for about 3 days 2 years ago. They didn't stay. Why? What happened? What do you mean they didn't stay? What'd you do? Did you spray everything with cayenne pepper or something? Congratulations, Kelly. Yay, Kelly. What did Kelly say? I was blessed without with a load of wood, yeah.
Now raspberries you can plant like pretty close together. Blueberries should have some space, around them. Blackberries are more kind of like because they're vines and you can grow them kind of close together like you do the raspberries, because you're gonna have to they die back every year, so you have to cut them back and they come back again from the root ball, and so they can be pretty tight. They don't have to be that far apart.
In a climate that has lots of rain, the chips keep the soil too wet.
No, wood chips are amazing. If you look in the rainforest, we have the rainforest out here. It gets 14 feet of rainwater, 14 feet.
We're not in the rainforest.
And if you look on the ground, there's no water standing, because the wood chips are amazing. How there's too much water.
Well, sometimes there's places
they retain it, but if there's not enough water, they retain it. There's not too much water, they displace it. They bring it to the surface and evaporate it. So wood chips are just an amazing material for maintaining moisture in the soil.
Paul and I were talking earlier today, I think it was, that every climate, we were talking about some of the questions that Joe had, something about how we've influenced like the community abroad, the global community. And I went, because I used to teach everywhere. I taught all these different places, and people would come literally out of the woodwork and say, I heard you're Paul Gauch's wife. I use his method of gardening, and this is in Slovenia and Australia and Belgium and Russia, Israel, Greece. Anyway, these people are just telling me they're using his method. So it was really cool. But I was thinking, you just compensate, because like people assume that we live in Washington, we're going to be waterlogged here. Not necessarily. We live in what's called the shadow of the Olympic rainforest, and we don't get as much. We only get a couple more inches than Los Angeles gets. So we're like in a kind of a phenomenon kind of area, and so we don't. So we're kind of in between. We're not super arid like in the desert, but we're not super wet like in the rainforest. So don't assume because we're in Washington we're in a rainforest, because we're not. And so, but these people that have challenged me, or not challenged me, but have shown me like what they've done. I mean, I visited like a couple of the places like in Russia and in where else? Oh yeah, Greece and Israel. A couple of the gardeners in Israel, and that's pretty arid there. One was in the Galilee, and one was right out, which is more what do you call it? They get more rain, but one was right outside Jerusalem in a little town above Jerusalem called Nataf, and she had a CSA, and she did the BtE method, and it was really pretty amazing how it was incredible how she was growing so well there. And so I don't know if you guys know Jerusalem, but it's on a hill. It's like, that's why they say go up to the mountain of the Lord. That's Jerusalem, and so it's kind of hilly where they are, but and so it's not. But then only about 20 miles away is the Dead Sea. So they're in a pretty kind of interesting place. It's
if you put the covering on the ground and don't till it in or mix it in, you'll never have a nitrogen tie-up, ever.
dried lemon peel fungus, Joseph Bass. Ants are repelled by dried lemon peel fungus. How do you get dried lemon peel fungus? Yeah, we have these weird ants here. The fire, are they fire ants? What are they?
Wood ants.
No,
Fire-
I'm talking about, yeah, we had those, but I'm talking about
Carpet
the ones that
ants.
have, no, the ones that are on the big hill, if like you walk into them
I don't know.
accidentally.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they're called, but they're like fire ants. They bite you big time. And I don't see them on our property, but you see them every now and then. And boy, I'll tell you, that would be a haven for chickens. Mulching and back to Eden gardening with the potential risk of nitrogen tie-up. How do you balance the need for mulching? I think you just make sure their needles leave in twigs.
Mhm.
You don't put all like people say that, oh, the back to Eden garden doesn't work, but you see them, they're using all straw or they're using all like bark or something like that. It's like you have to have the holism of the plant, covering.
Yeah, nitrogen. I mean, beans and peas are nitrogen fixing plants, and they'll definitely add nitrogen to the soil.
Greens, right? Any kind of green?
Not all greens.
Not all greens, okay. Cordyceps, okay. What about cordyceps? What was he talking
I
about?
don't know.
What's the context, Mr. East of Eden? I love these details about the peninsula. Just amazing me because I spent a lot of time in the jungles of South and Central America, only place with similar rainfall as far as I know. I think there's a rain forest in like Puerto Rico or something like that. Icy energy chip drop left 1 load of wrong size of my house last year. No cardboard under it. I laid it flat. Question: could plant beans to bring more nitrogen into soil before planting anything else? What do you mean wrong side of my?
What doesn't matter? I'm just saying beans are nitrogen fixing. It'll build the soil. It'll put nitrogen back in. I think arborist. Yeah, as long as it's arborist chips should be good. They're usually doing larger trees, and they're not small trees that people are spraying, and so I have never had any problem with stuff I've gotten from arborists.
Fungi, sorry. Well, yeah, I knew it's a fungi, but sorry, folks, I'm such a nerd. Forgive me. Well, I just wondered why you said cordyceps out of nowhere. So you're just saying that it's a fungi. Fungi for what? To balance the soil or something? Is that what you're saying? Context, Creedmoor. Jerusalem has the perfect summers. Temps rarely get over 83 all summer, like Washington. Yeah. Charles Coker, do you go there too, honey? Let's see, ants. Oh, ants. Cordyceps for ants? Mushroom. Yeah, I want to try to grow some mushrooms this year in buckets. I kind of wish I could just grow them on a log, though. I don't want to use a bucket because it's plastic. Seems counterintuitive to me. Yop. You're having fun, Mr. Creedmoor Fury. You could tell you're silly. I see that's a magic one. Love them too. I am. Yeah. You can tell he's having fun. He's so funny. And what I thought was a turkey tail mushroom on a log. Yeah. Okay, what role of earthworms play in the success of back to Eden garden? Oh, it produces
They're
them.
amazing. Earthworms they create air spaces for plants for roots to follow. As the plants follow the roots, the holes or trails are lined with worm castings. So it's the ideal thing to have in soil. Worms are the most beneficial thing in soil.
I get so worried when I broad fork out there that I'm going to be cutting worms in half because I don't like to hurt them. Because we have so many worms in the orchard, it's nuts, and even in the soil. But the orchard is just crazy with worms. Okay, North Spore, they have mushroom plugs for logs. Yeah, I know. I just got to get me. What kind of logs though? It's supposed to be hardwood logs, right, guys? I think like I'd have to find some maple or something that's down because we just mostly have fir and I guess we have alder and what else do we have here?
Alders are
Cedar. Roller, okay. Perfect is my other mentor's company. Oh,
Carol's the only one who uses a broad fork. I don't.
I grow wine cap mushrooms in all of my wood chips. North Spore is great. Well, just sometimes it feels like the soil needs to be aerated a little bit. Maybe I'm just really goofy, but that's what I'm learning. When do you broad fork and where? Yeah, you don't have to broad fork. I'm just a weirdo.
Oh, isn't that encouraging to see how when you start feeding the soil, how all of nature shows up and blesses it? It's just so cool.
Hardly had earthworms, but now after 4 years of back to Eden, we have tons of them. I think it depends on your soil too. If you're just starting to get a back to Eden garden, I mean, our soil's been here for like 40 plus years, 46 years. So broad forking is probably not that necessary here, depending on where I'm doing it. But like someone that's just got some super clay soil, you know what I'm saying, you guys? It's all relative to your microenvironment that you're in. And there's specific.
Yeah, with high rainfall, I think the wood chips would be a real asset to keep the to help evaporate the water.
Yeah. Wine caps use the chips as a highway and spread all over. All the plant roots get coated. Fast Gardening Michigan, a web of nutrient sharing. Love all the cakesy. What's cakesy? Caps. Oh, caps. We are over compacted clay. Never to broad fork. So you never broad fork at all, Mr. Creedmoor? See what I mean? I'm just wrong. I'm gonna go order some wine cap spawn after this. If you get bit by a fire ant, put Crest toothpaste on the bite soon after being bitten. Will keep the blister from forming. Yeah, there's plants out there you can do that with, like chickweed will do the same thing, but you have to bruise it. In the hot summer here, the ground opens up with cracks. Would it be beneficial to put wood chips in the cracks to help improve soil?
But put the wood chips over the whole space, and they'll fill in the cracks. But if you cover that soil with wood chips, it's not going to crack. It'll stay really nice and porous and not crack.
You like it on your lap, or do you want me to hold
No,
it?
it's okay. It's got a
You don't mind it on your lap, is that
no,
okay?
it's
Okay. Cover, and crack. That crack. Oh, yeah, cover the crack. Covering.
yeah, that'd be fine. Essentially, the wood chips would just fill that space pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Entire area softens with chips and winter rains. Paul, do you plan on growing anything new this season? I have a whole bunch of seed that I want him to grow, but I don't know
Carol
who's going
does.
to do it. I don't know who's going to do it. I just want I want different. He's like Mr. Steady and keep going and do the same thing, whereas I'm like, let's change, let's rearrange, let's. With all this going on, curious how this growing season is going to go, Ella. Yeah, no kidding. I'm curious about the future, period. Let's see, hello. I have my volume on high and I still can't hear you. What? Jacqueline, you're kidding. Is anybody else having problems hearing us? I wonder if there's something going on with my. Oh, is that any better? Deer benefits. Not back to Eden deer stomping the ground directly attracts earthworms, but this disturbance caused by their activity might create a more favorable environment for earthworms. I'm hearing it fine. Is that I just turned up the volume on my iPad. Can you hear any better, Jack Lee? Two Foot of Chips offers 60 days of moisture to our manure plants. Of course, only the top 4-inch look like chips now, I bet. I ran water down it, but the water just kept going somewhere and never filled crack up. Hopefully someone in another country didn't drown. Maybe you were watering hell in the center of the earth, giving somebody a break. Joseph Bass, here are some deer benefits. Oh, yeah, I said that. I'm hearing it fine. I'm starting to get to know you, Mr. Bass. You're really cute. You're just a scrapper. I love it. You remind me of a Russian. Don't hit me. A bit better, thanks. Jack Lee. Oh, good. It is better? Okay. Yep. Stomping drives them up. We used to use a piece of metal fence post into the earth, then scrape a piece of metal over it, and worms move up. No problem hearing you. Okay. So Jack Lee, is it okay now? Old school. What's old school? Stomping the ground is old school? All I need to do is go out there and stomp the ground. The worm gathering trick? Stomping the ground, did you know that?
Mm.
It's part of the teach a fisher to fish, or yeah. The vibrations from deer hooves could loosen the soil, allowing for better aeration and water penetration, which are conditions earthworms typically favor. He used to stomp the ground when he was having a fit as a kid. Who? You talking about East of Eden? I'm over temper tantrums, believe me. When you sort and sift your wood chips from your chicken run, what size holes for your screen is best? 1/4 inch or half?
I'm using the 1/4 inch.
We're not doing that.
It's called they called hardware cloth.
I just use it when I use potting soil. Creedmoor, yep.
No, I like to eat my kale.
He's right.
I like to eat my kale raw. It's so good.
I don't make it enough. I've got to get out there, and there's not. I think it's pretty tough now though. It's getting kind of spent. Yeah, I think we mostly eat the kale raw, unless we bake it. When I make chips, kale chips. I used to make those a lot. Deers also poop when they stomp. Okay, keep that thing recycling. And do you believe sea salt can kill gut bacteria? Salt can destroy membranes and bacteria, so I'm wondering if I should stop salting my food. Well, sea salt, that's kind of misnomer. You want to get either real salt. Celtic salt is the best for you as far as nutritionally. But all salt comes from the sea. So that's it's more of a ploy to get you to buy stuff. And do you believe, okay, I already said that. I've got both screen sizes for different purposes. Good old J-Buck. What do you use the bigger screen for? Teach us. Come on, Mr. J-Buck. Jack Lee, what do you do for water in the winter for your chickens?
Out of the hose bib, in the house.
Oh, you're talking about when it freezes?
Yeah, just also get fresh water.
Yeah, we have to get it. We have to break it up and get it out there. Redmond salt, yeah, that's pretty good stuff. Redmond's okay. I like the Celtic better. Redmond's cheaper, I think, though. Creedmoor told me to. I'm still learning. Creedmoor told me to what? I've got both screens. Oh, sizes. Okay. Hey, Creedmoor, tell us why you get the bigger screen. Oh yes, ½ inch for making potato soil and potted plant cover. Oh, is that it? ½ inch for making potato soil. What's potato soil? Kind of container for water for kitchen. Okay.
Is this a big open container?
Yeah, we don't have anything
It's
fancy.
nothing fan.
We're just super simple people here. I mean, I'm probably not as simple as Paul. Paul's super simple. I'm more like gadget person, especially in the kitchen. It's ridiculous. Kind of container for water. Let's say ½ inch for seed germination. Oh, seed means seed germination, right?
Yeah, if you look at nature, the seeds just fall on the ground. No one buries them, and they grow just fine.
Potatoes don't grow here in the red clay well, so we grow them ½ inch sifted wood chips. They do really well. You have red clay? I'm so jealous. Oh my gosh, I want to come to your house and get some. It's Redmond clay, man. That's super therapeutic. It's medicinal. Jack Lee, I've got a kettle pool for chicken water. Kiddie pool. Sorry. It's awful. East of Eden, it's what's awful? Let's see. What is he saying? Yes, making potato salt pie. I just lost everything he said. Freudian slip. Okay. My wife was wondering how much garlic to water to make the spray we talked about last week. There's no
I don't have any measurement, but I just want to make it thick enough.
like an infusion.
You know.
You know what I'd do if I were you guys, since garlic is I'm an herbalist, so since garlic is a root, you could slice it up, put it in whatever amount of water you're putting it in, and then bring it to a boil and let it simmer with the lid on for like 30 minutes. That's making an infusion. And then I would probably add maybe some raw to that even, or squeeze. I'd probably put some garlic juice or squeeze some garlic into that, and then put it in the blender, and then make either just use that water or put it in a blender and then strain it. But it'd have to be a real fine strainer, like cheesecloth or some kind of mopine, like a kitchen. Sometimes I'll use a kitchen towel to strain. A thin one. 30 miles north of me is red clay near Red River. Wow. Clay's electric charge can help to retain minerals. Yep. Clay is amazing. What's that?
A vehicle.
Huh?
A vehicle, maybe as an errand.
Okay. About 30 miles north of me is red clay. Okay, so great for pots. What's great for pots? I've never seen so many potatoes under apple trees like Paul's apple trees grow. Carol, is it true that if you put onions in socks at night while sleeping, it helps with colds? Oh my gosh. I have all kinds of remedies for that. Yeah. I use frozen socks, and I use onion, but you know what I do, because the raw onion can sometimes burn. I might saute it really quick, not till it's translucent, but I would probably just take the edge off, you know what I mean? Just get it soft, and then put those. And I've also used garlic, and there's all kinds of things you can use.
No, I don't know anybody in Nebraska. Sorry.
Hi, Tiffany from Nebraska. Do you guys know anyone here in Nebraska? I know someone in Nebraska. I don't know if she uses this method, but she's a woman that was wanting to be a midwife. I also make that insect repellent, and we run it through a cheesecloth. Yeah, great for pots. You want me to hold it?
Oh.
Why don't you let me hold it? No? You good?
Yeah.
Okay, then keep it. It's fine. I just want to help. Carol, if you're a clay collector, I am connoisseur of clay. We will bring you a bucket. Oh my gosh. I love it. I'm really into clay. I used to be so into clay. I don't do it so much anymore, but there's so many things I've been into in my life, but I'm just settling down nowadays. And since I was teaching and traveling so much, I actually was not doing so much of what I'm probably going to get back into now that I'm staying home more. But, you know, I still go, I still travel, I just don't travel as much. Yep, I'd be happy to send all the clay to Squim. What do you mean? Oh, you mean the red clay? Yeah, I love clay. French green clay I've used a lot, for babies and for women, pregnant women, non-pregnant women. I've used it for poultices and all, just everything, and ingest it. Do you guys have what clay that you can actually drink? You know, use internally. And you know, here we've got bentonite because we've got the volcano. I went and harvested once. Went down to my friend, one of my best friends lives, or actually my best friend lives down by Mount St. Helens. And shortly after, it blew, well, not shortly after, maybe 5 years after it blew or so, I went down there and collected a whole bunch of bentonite, which is volcanic ash. That's really medicinal. Let's see, insect repellent we ran through. Okay, clay collector. We have an old clay foundry nearby. They still make clay pots today. Oh, how cool. Got any uses for the black gumbo clay? I don't even know what the black gumbo clay is. So black clay? The only place I've seen any kind of black was in Israel, not Israel, actually there is some, but Hawaii. Hawaii has black sand beaches, but they also, by the volcano, I saw stuff that looked like it might be clay. Because I was there when it erupted. I was on the Big Island last year when it erupted. Or 2022 when it erupted. What's black gumbo clay, you guys? Do you know? That's bentonite, yeah. Black gumbo clay is bentonite? Not the stuff I know. The stuff that I know is gray. It's a gray clay. It's more of a. It almost looks like fresh clay after you've thrown it, you know, before you fire it in a kiln. It's not quite that dark, but it's that sort of shade. Let's see, we do use bentonite as a supplement and to line our ponds. Gumbo soil is so named because of its one main ingredient, clay, which, with its high clay content, this dark soil becomes thick and sticky when wet, and it remains wet for long periods because of its low. Florida white clay, Arkansas pink clay, Spokane clay, Kentucky red oak clay, Michigan yellow clay, Vancouver. You're into it, Mr. Joe Bass. We probably have a lot more in common than we even realize. Anyway, you guys never stayed here long enough, and I was in a bad space when you were here. I was going through a lot. What direction do you feel God is leading you with the garden?
Nothing new.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't disagree with this. Because of the way the world is right now, I just think I personally need to get good at this. I'm not as into it, though. I'm too lazy. I'm not really that into working out there because I'm in the heat and I can't be out there long. So if I do anything, it's gonna have to be in the early evening or in the morning. Permeability. This trapped moisture makes the soil swell until it finally dries, causing the soil. The soil? No, not the black clay, but what you see. What? I'm lost, Mr. Garden. Mr. East Bean Grower. We don't use the clay for all the reasons J. Buck mentioned. Okay, not in the soil. I'm talking about using it internally, topically, and all that razzmatazz. Direction toward a larger family. Direction towards a larger family. What do you mean by that? Larger family. Do you know what he's talking about?
No.
Creedmoor, you're getting off the rails, man. What are you talking about? We're done having kids, man. I had 7. That's enough. Carol's clay is the same bentonite that we get. Do you feed your chickens processed foods such as breads and sweetened cereal? What about meat? I don't feed them chicken meat, but I add their burnt bones to the chicken pen. You know, we're not that picky. We throw everything to the chickens. I know we probably shouldn't, but we don't. I mean, I don't. They probably love the bread and stuff like that. We don't eat cereal usually. Sometimes, I mean, we don't really have a lot of leftovers. It's more like we don't have a lot of that kind of stuff left over because I don't buy it that much. Creedmoor must have been in the something too long. This thing is really blocks this. We got a heart on the corner that blocks a lot of the words. Wish I could get rid of it. How do you get rid of that? Oh, I see. It's to do all these things. Action. And sun too long today. East of Eden grower. We use bentonite for numerous things. The garden is heading us in the direction of the larger garden family. Do you know what he's talking about?
No.
We all were in the sun too long today. For us, blessing our neighbors with produce. Yes, exactly, Steve. I'm amazed at how many people don't start a garden with the way the world is getting, and people are totally unprepared. I was talking to my neighbors, some of them, because I wanted to feel them out. They're just like, huh? You know, they don't even get it. It's so scary. It's the cycling of the feed doesn't hold long enough for replies. Oh, okay. I get leftovers from the wedding barn place, and chickens love it. Meat is their favorite. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So when people have weddings there, oh my gosh, the meat, all that processed meat, but whatever. East of Eden grower, what Steve said. Thanks, Steve-O. What did Steve say? Oh, Steve. For us, blessing our neighbors with produce. That's true. It's like, yeah, who's going to feed them? And that's the thing. It puts a lot of pressure on those of us that are trying to do the gardening. Need to type faster. J-Buck. It's true, you never know. It's like those of us that have gardens, we might be having putting big bullseyes on our head because some of these people, man, I'm grateful we live in the country. I would not want to live anywhere near a city because, I think it's going to be bad enough here, but if there's people wanting food and they're hungry, they're going to be looking for back to Eden and whoever else, Back to Eden helps with heavy clay. Our dirt here is lifeless, red slick when wet, rock hard like cement when dry. Back to Eden is an absolute need. All right, that's good to know. Pass the word, pass the gospel of Back to Eden. Gospel means good news. If people are depending on me to feed them with garden, they are going to be disappointed. I know. That's it. That's the thing that kind of concerns me. I don't know. Thanks, Paul, for guidance. You just never know. Just keep praying. Either we're out of here, or we're,
Protected.
We're protected. Exactly. Yeah, because Paul and I both decided if people start getting super aggressive, we're just gonna walk out on the porch and say, "Shoot us," because we're not afraid to die. We have no one here to protect us. So true, Joe. The clay only gives me a place to land my chips. For me, it is remembering to pray over my garden like Paul and Gerald have suggested. Kelly Smith. It's okay. I love you anyway. Indeed, Carol. Well, one of the things I was thinking about tonight, I was meditating on some stuff before everybody got together, just because I felt like there was a time that we pray for this time. Every week, I'm a prayer freak, so I pray for everything, but I was really praying for this time, and today especially. And you know, pray that God, for all of us, protects us, but that, you know, every time we go out in the garden, to be grateful when you harvest the food, and every time you plant, just be grateful. And I think, you know, I hung out with the Navajo and Zuni for a while in New Mexico and Arizona, and they really taught me a lot about being grateful. And I really loved the Navajo culture. And, you know, I mean, we were taught by them, by example. Like every time they'd kill a buffalo to feed on, or a deer or whatever, you know, they would thank the animal, and that's what I think we should all be doing, you know, and thank and treat them humanely enough that, you know, like I started really taking better care of my sheep and stuff this year because I felt like we weren't really doing what we should be. And so because I haven't been home, I haven't really been able to focus on anything but being gone and preparing for teaching and all this. So anyway, um did you want to address some things?
Yeah, there's we don't have scorching sun that
Although this year's supposed to be super hot.
Yeah, but I've never had any reason to protect anything from the sun here.
Yeah, cheesecloth for shade. Yeah, there's I can't remember the name of the cloth that people put over their greenhouses, but I use shade cloth. That's what it is, shade cloth. Yeah, East of Eden grower. I need to have a little greenhouse or something. You guys pray that we get a little hot house or a high tower or something this year or soon, because I even have the wood for it to build something, but I just haven't. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm feeling pretty useless with things like that. Let's see, have to when temps are 109 degrees. Yeah, for sure. You can eat all you want, please. Graze, rake, and help. Yeah, that's the thing, you know. But that, you know, when we go out there, we should honor and be grateful, and just honor, you know, the planting and whatnot, because it's a sacred thing that we're doing. You know, food is something we need to be grateful for all the time, and just we're so blessed, you know, because right now we can still get what do you call it, seed. But I don't know much longer we're going to be able to get seed, because that's what they're trying to do, is block us. Focus on feeding the soil, everyone. The soil is the placenta of the plants. Your food is only as good as your soil. Focus on the life of the soil, because life begets life. AGH, that is. You talking baby talk now, Creedmoor? Grab a rake and help. That's the truth. That's the problem, is that people don't want to help. Does anybody know how many people are online with us today, or because I don't know, I can't tell. Oh, there's 11 right now, and 12. Hey, thanks for putting the thumbs up, you guys. I wonder if there was more a while ago. If you guys would pass this on, if you think it's helpful, if you pass this on to people, it's not like we're looking for numbers, but I thought if we're gonna have numbers, and we could have other people like come on and share like their forte or their insights and stuff, we can do. I wanted to do something else. I wanted to do a Zoom like once a month or something, and so we can all interact with one another and not just have us talking. Oh, it was up over 30. Good to know, Mr. East of Eden. That's sweet. Slow and steady. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And if it's not, it's okay too. We're just here for who we're supposed to be here for. Right, Dad?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, baby. That's my boy. That's my boy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. You nailed me. Literally. Anyway. Had around 25 earlier. Okay, 11 now. It was up over 30, and then small beginnings, right? You know, the scripture says, don't despise the days of small beginnings. Yeah, kids are being put to bed and stuff. Some people aren't thinking of gardening right now, but in a few weeks, that's what I was telling Creedmoor tonight. I says, wait till the planting season happens. Maybe people will be more interested in coming on, you know. And if, you know, if not, it's okay too. There's there's so much good information out there, but this is cool because it's interactive.
Yeah, thistles you want to get rid of everything, and I would take to them. I don't really see any reason to have those around. They're just not beneficial.
You can actually eat thistle, but it's in the inner core where you can eat it. And if you've got milk thistle, that's incredibly medicinal. Milk thistle is the one that has the lines in it, the green streaks, and it gets pretty hefty. If I were you, I'd put some of those on the sideline somewhere because it's super medicinal. Really good for your
They're
liver.
asking you what you were drinking.
Oh, what am I drinking? Some I don't remember. I'll have to. I don't remember. It's some nutritional drink. I can't remember the name of it.
I don't know how to answer this about what a horse needs. This one here.
There's some big black.
No, in the context.
Oh, Joe Bass.
Mhm.
In the context of back to Eden gardening and permaculture methods, what specific elements or challenges are you currently facing in your garden expansion plans? What does your homestead need, Paul? Oh my gosh. Well, I want to put up some cattle panels, you know, but I got to do that pretty soon. I just, you know, I'm not very able-bodied like a man, but I'm going to put up a couple cattle panels and grow. Like I want to grow some. What do you call it? I talked to you about it. Snap peas. I don't know why this person's calling me right now. Hello? It is? Uh-huh. Hey, you know what? We're right in the middle of a live. We're right in the middle of a live Back to Eden thingy online. No, it's okay. Can you call me back in about an hour? Okay. Okay. It is. Yes, it is. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Maybe this whole thing changed in here. Nothing's coming up.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Did you touch something?
I didn't do anything.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, what is this? Nothing. Oh, that's weird. Oh, shoot. Oh, my goodness. That's weird. You totally got offline altogether, it looks like. Here it is. Want it back?
Yeah.
Okay, so, okay, what did we lose? Oh man, hold on a second. I planted 30 fruit trees this last, let's see, in the context of Back to Eden, oh, there it is. Permaculture methods, what specific challenges are you currently facing, your garden expansion plans? I think just, you know, we're out, Paul's been out there weeding, and I've been doing some weeding, and I think my son's been doing some weeding, and we have 3 piles of wood chips that need to be spread, and I'm trying to get that done here in the next week or so, and I'm gonna plant about 100 new strawberry plants that one of my clients is giving me right now, and because the strawberries we have aren't very good right now. I don't know what happened to them. I think that those pineapple strawberries ate them up or messed them up. Let's see, some big Back to Eden group on Facebook. I wonder if they know you're doing this. Yeah. Um, I actually put it out on Facebook and Creedmoor, did you get it out today, honey? You said you were gonna. Anyway. Um, let's see, Charles Watt. I planted 30 fruit trees this last week. I planted 20 last year. Yay, you did it. Ever since I saw your film a decade ago, I dreamed of having a back to Eden style orchard and garden. Yay, Charles Watson, that's great. Okay, okay. East of Eden grower, what was that? Big Hill, you guys are great. You're simple, to the point. You make gardening fun and all your knowledge.
Thank you.
Oh, it's just. Let's see. Sow thistle can be. Sow thistle can be used to get rid of warts or skin issues. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things about thistle, and believe it or not, that's one of the curses, of course. Paul, now that you're doing these live sessions, has God put anything on your heart that you can or may? Okay, we're skipping all. Hold on, live sessions. See, what I meant to say is that we listened to 3 main back to Eden groups. Oh, nice. Let's see. I was blessed with the opportunity to buy my own place 2 years ago. The first thing I did was get wood chip deliveries. Thank you for the inspiration. Yeah, that's great, Charles. The white part of the pink flower is sweet. Mm-hmm. You're talking about thistle. The top of the thistle, I think, is where you have to cut out around the bark of the thistle, or whatever it's called, the outside part. Anyway, they are calling about extending your car warranty. What are you talking about? Anyway, thumbs up. My ancestors played way too much pilot and rode way too many boats for effective texting. Okay, Tiff Jensen, Jacqueline, what kind of thistle and how do you use it to remove warts? My 8-year-old has one that's burned off so many times but doesn't go away. It's an internal thing. You need B vitamins and zinc. I have dried thistle laying around from last fall. Okay, cool. Can I interest you in a warranty extension? What are you talking about, you two? You're goofy. Jacqueline, it's very common thistle in Ontario. It has white slimy stuff. That sounds like thistle. And put it on wet, let dry. Okay, thanks. What is it? Is it green or what color is it? Has it got stripes? It's probably not milk thistle because milk's more in the arid climate. You should see the milk thistle in Israel. Oh gosh, it's absolutely beautiful. It's huge. Yeah, we were Creedmoor and I were talking, and Paul and I were talking earlier today about how God is so amazing, how He designs and He gives us so much. And we were talking about how everybody's annoyed by dandelion. And dandelion, like if it really gets bad, you guys, you can eat every single part of a dandelion. And of course, the younger it is, the less bitter it is. But it's really good for iron. It's really good for your liver, and it's super. You can take the roots and roast it. You know, make kind of a coffee substitute. I mean, and you can eat it. You know, and before it flowers, it's more tasty. It's not as bitter. But the more bitter it is, because it's a bitter green, the better it is for your liver. So, anyway, some of you probably already know that, but I'm just saying, if worse comes to worse, get familiar with your local herbs, and like you can get miner's lettuce and all kinds of stuff that you can eat in your area. Let's see, yes, okay, thanks. Paul, now that you're doing these lives, I already read that, right?
No, that just showed up.
Live sessions, has God put anything on your heart that you can or may want to share with us? See, that's why I keep telling him every week, Paul, did God give you anything for tonight? And He hasn't yet. So pray that He gets something, because I really do think He probably has. You guys are such a blessing to the world. You have helped me keep our 3 acres and make it manageable. Aw, Ruth. Cool. You're just new on too, Ruth. I didn't see you yet. Welcome. Generations of my family lived off and wild foods. Wild, yes, wild food, wild meat, all of it. I mean, in the '60s, you guys, I was an old hippie in the '60s. I mean, I remember collecting wild rice in the, I can't remember which river it was in Mendocino, California. I mean, we used to, we really lived off the land. I don't know if you guys know who Leisha Bay Laurel is, but she wrote a book called Living Off the Earth or something like that. And we were doing that in those days. We lived in teepees and we buried our food and hung our food and used moss for everything. I mean, I learned, and it's one of the things I didn't do with my kids that I wanted to, is take them and live off the land because it teaches you a lot. Generations of, oh yeah, okay. Okay. I don't know why it's not going up.
It just did.
No, it's not. I mean, I wish I could get the live chat to get higher. Okay, Paul and Carol, this is as much a ministry as it is about gardening. I love that you're doing this. Thank you, Steve. We want it to be that, honey. That's our heart from the very beginning. In fact, from the very beginning of Back to Eden, right, Daddy? Okay, do you rotate your garden? Did you see that? Shoot.
No.
Oh gosh, this is hard because it's not really going up, is it? It's coming on here. Okay, let's see. Paul and Carol. Survival in the 21st Century is a great read too. Oh, I bet it is. Survival in every way. Let's see. Do you rotate your garden with a green cover crop or grass clippings along with manure and mulch? And does it matter if you? This keeps coming off. Come on, you. And does it matter if? Why doesn't it stay there? With manure and does it matter if you rotate your crops?
I don't rotate my crops because I look in nature.
Sometimes you do. Like,
but I don't make a point to.
Yeah, but you don't always.
I don't plan it. I'm just saying I don't make a point because I look in nature. Crops aren't rotated. Seeds fall on the ground in the same place every year.
You know, but you don't want wireworms and things like that. So
yeah.
It's just like I don't want like scab on my potatoes. I don't want wireworms in my carrots. So sometimes he rotates. He does. I think the older we get, the less we're just getting tired. I think it's just not as, you know what I mean, right? You're not, it's terrible, but it's I still want to keep it alive though, guys. But the whole thing is like, I'm a little bit worried about planting this year because I'm hoping I can get, he's so independent, this guy, that I want to go out there and help, and I want to also have him help me because he knows way more than I do about it. So Steve, pray that God will give him something, because I keep getting stuff, but I don't want to dominate this because it's about Paul. Anyway. Isn't that weird? It's not going anywhere. And these guys are hopping up here. Great crop rotation question. Yep, Mr. East of Eden. I always wanted to cover crap, but we never did. Survival in the 21st Century. I heard that's a good book. I haven't seen it yet, though.
No, I don't rotate my garden with crop or grass things. I just add to it. I always plant. I plant those things or use those things in the garden, but it's not a matter of rotating. It's just a matter of that's how I cover the ground.
Hey Joe, is it the Planetary Healers Manual, or is it the Health and Survival in the 21st Century? So is it the Survival in the 21st Century Planetary Healers Manual, or is it the other one? Um, Prayed. Good. Jacqueline, what messages are you getting, Carol? Well, um, just, I just feel like that whole thing about praying and being grateful every time you're out there, and that thing that I was talking about that one week where I talked about going outside and worshiping in the garden. I know that the plants respond to that, and I know that God is pleased, and I just feel like the attitude of gratitude and also praying that as we're out there that God will protect and cover us, and that there won't be any evil intention, that people won't be trying to be evil toward any of us, that are trying to humbly help others, that there'll be enough food. God will make it like the loaves and fishes if we give it away, and as we give it away, and there won't be any evil intention, because the thing of it is that we're living in such a time that the devil is just really pleased to give us grief, and we just and just we constantly, Paul and I have been constantly being misjudged and ridiculed and put down. I mean, like that person that was on earlier, it's like that person has evil intent. I mean, what is the purpose of that? That's not God, And so it's just like, and we're not trying to be, we're we're not. And if it's who I think it is, it's about reconciliation. It's not about any kind of obsession and all the crazy things that she's talking about, because she's never talked to us. She just talks about us, and it's like, that's not God.
I've planted both bush beans and pole beans. Pole beans are nicer if you because you can stand up. You don't have to bend over to pick because it'll grow taller on the fence. The challenge is you got to peel them off the fence to get rid of them. Where bush
Yeah.
beans are more compacted and easier to handle. So it's just again, I've done both and they're both fine.
Yeah, see that that's why I want to put up the cattle fencing. What's it
If
called?
the tree's half dead, I would get rid of it and plant a healthy tree. I wouldn't try to.
What kind of tree is it?
If
Can you graft it?
it
If
does
it's something they really want?
it doesn't matter if you want it, get another one like it. I'm just saying when it's half dead, it's not anything that's going to be really productive and abundant, and it's going to be half dead and it's going to.
But what if it's a unique tree, like 100-year-old apple?
This is Granny Smith, and they're very
Oh,
common, and
yeah,
it's not
no,
a problem. So
okay, I
I
didn't
just
see that.
again, it just to me, there's no sense of having a dead dysfunctional tree in my
Oh
garden.
yeah, this guy's ruthless. You wouldn't believe all the trees. I go out there and go, what happened to that, 12-foot diameter tree out there? He goes, well, I didn't like it. It wasn't bearing much, I'm thinking, oh my word. So he doesn't have any problem taking out trees that are not. Well, that neither did Yeshua. Jesus, he cursed the fig tree and it just died right in front of him because it wasn't being fruitful.
Yeah, that's see, I put my trees where I can reach them from the ground. I don't ever use a ladder, and to me, it's it should make it convenient for yourself. Don't make it hard. So bring the trees into place in the space that you can work with.
Compost tea. The tracing will begin to heal. Okay. Author and Victoris Colvinxis. Oh, look at. Yes, pray against evil. I got hate mail when I was in the city for gardening on my front yard. All right, thank you. It's been on my mind to get rid of it or not. Used to be okay. Let's see. All right, thank you. It's been all right. Okay. Onion fly maggot is managed biologically with fungi. The specific type of Bassiana onion fly maggot. Do you get that over there in North Carolina, Creedmoor? Onion fly maggot. We just don't have that many bugs here. It's like there's something about the peninsula, and I think part of it is because you guys are well trodden over there in the east, and it's like it's much older, and so you're more susceptible to pollution and bugs and all kinds of things, and we're so spoiled here, it's ridiculous, and we're really grateful. We're so grateful. That's why when I went to try to see if we should move out of this, you know, pagan state, you know, God just gave me that scripture over and over again. Where sin abounds, grace does much more. You want to see my grace manifest, then you stick around. And I believe He wants us to stay. Nerd moment. We have all the bugs, all the bugs. Yeah, you do. It's just sad. Because I was looking for all those things. I was thinking, okay, what kind of weather do they have? Because I looked at South Carolina. I didn't look at North Carolina, but I looked at South Carolina because I have some friends there, and I thought there was there's some things that were really attractive to me, and I have some friends that have experienced. You know, they're from there, and they've told me, and they were trying to move here, but anyway, they ended up going back because their dad was needing them, and so I was thinking about South Carolina. Just I don't know, nothing over there was appealing. We just thought it was so much better here. It was just a blessing. What happened? Let's see.
Oh, there's nothing more coming right now.
You know, what happened? Let's see. Okay. Yes, pray against evil. Amen. Thank you, Lord. It's just like kindness is hard to come by nowadays in some ways because people are getting so uptight. I want all of you to know, even with the bugs, my crops are amazing. I know. We work together, not apart. And see, and that's the thing. If you have good,
Healthy soil.
yeah. And I didn't mean to make it look like it was a big put down, Mr. Creedmoor. I'm sorry. I didn't. It's just that anyway. It's easier here. Let's just put it that way. At this point, anyway, it's just easier. I will be sure to get my heart rake a good workout. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, East of Eden, you got something really cool going on there, and you've been able to adapt to anything. I mean, you've learned a lot by just trying to. I mean, you've told me enough that I get the picture, and it's East of Eden for sure. No way, I'm proud. What's best way to grow multiple plants or of tomatoes? How far apart and best way to hold the weight of heirlooms? I don't know, you're not really that into tomatoes. I'm the one that grows the tomatoes. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I plant them, a foot and a half apart or something. I don't know. What do you think, Creedmoor? You're the one that should answer that because I'm not really. The last 2 years I've been able to grow some really serious heirlooms, which are like this big, and I don't. Generally, I'm not able to do that. So mainly to dig up the fruits of my labor. Big hill. Paul was a massive help when it came to what East of Eden growing. There were multiple plants of tomatoes. I don't know. Creedmoor, why don't you answer that one? Or Joe. Or anybody that knows the answer to that. I think I'd plant mine about a foot and a half away from each other. And I try to really prune them hard. Because it seems to me it works better. Let's see. Oh, really? You can grow tomatoes closer together when planting wood chips? I don't know. Is that true? I don't know. Oh, 36 inches for each, regardless of type. We don't trellis. Oh, because I was trellising through. They aren't meant to be. Oh, they aren't meant to be trellised. Okay. Okay, that's true. He's Mr. Natural. He's simple, Paul taught me to observe, learn, respond.
No, well then the tomatoes aren't like when we were kids, for sure. You're right.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think if we had, I got a feeling they might be better this year because it's supposed to be hot. and I'm gonna try to grow peppers and tomatoes this year. So that if they ripen super fast, they're super good. But you know what? I think they do taste different, just like everything. The meat's not as good anymore. I mean, there's just so many things that have just changed. But when I was in Mexico, I was blown away at how good stuff was there because they grow their own corn, you know, because they don't want the GMO, and they still grow like the old beef. The beef tasted in Mexico like it did when I was a kid. I was blown away at how good it was. And anyway, it's gonna just let naturally lay and harvest daily. Is that you're talking about? Tiff Jensen 6621. Welcome, welcome Tiff. Anyway, so it's okay to just let them naturally lay and harvest daily. Are you talking about the tomatoes? We grow ours best on cattle panels. See, that's what I was thinking. Maybe putting some tomatoes there too, Joe. East of Eden grower. Once the matters grow together, we prune them back away from contacting each other. Yeah. Trellis song makes the stems weaker. Yeah, that's true. I tie mine up or use tomato cages. Okay, thanks all. Where are you, Tiff? We allow the tomatoes to become bushes. We remove all the stems that do not have fruit. Yep. Unlike apples, tomatoes fruit on upward stems, so the horizontal stems are removed. Yep. We get freak super intense winds here. Cattle panels stop knock down. Stop knockdown?
Those tomatoes.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to walk out to the garden with a salt shaker and eat the radishes. Yeah. You know, I loved in California, we grew the most fantastic tomatoes. And you know how when you get a ripe tomato that ripens fast, you put it up to your nose and you can smell the phytochemicals. Those things are just full of nutrient dense food. You know, it's like a superfood. People don't realize that certain things are, especially vine ripened, because that's the goal, right? Yes, our lower level winds are met with them acting like a bush and not a vine. Jack Lee, I had 8-foot tomato plants last year. Wow, was amazing. Wow, go for it, Jack Lee. Me too, Steve. Jack Lee, do you grow yours in a greenhouse, sweetheart, or are you outside with them? Because I know you're in Canada, right? Or wait, are you in Canada? I can't remember where you are now. Me too, Steve. Bird's nest in our cherry tomatoes. Are you kidding? How funny. They must be high then. Do you get them really high? Last year I grew a beefsteak tomato plant. It only grew one cherry size. What? in Texas, a beefsteak grew one cherry size. Maybe you got it. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you got the wrong tomato plant. You thought, or did you plant it from seed? How do you know when to harvest Brussels? We don't really grow Brussels sprouts. Do you guys? I grew them first time last year and let them go to waste because they got attacked by insects. I don't like Brussels sprouts enough to grow them. What do you think, Dad?
Yeah, same way.
Yeah. Oh, Justin, we're gonna do better this year. East of Eden grower. Okay. Yeah, yes, in Canada, summers are hot, like 90 degrees. I'm cold. I don't know why all of a sudden I'm cold. Yeah. Summers are hot, so like 90 degrees. But how is your season long? Do you have a pretty good growing season? Tiffany, what zone? I'm in northeast Nebraska. Tomatoes work very well protecting. Love Brussels. You love Brussels sprouts? Maybe the only way I like them is, with balsamic. I like them that way. I've made quite a few of them that way, but other than that, I don't know. Yep, I didn't do good last year. I was getting too hot. It was getting too hot at work and didn't feel like gardening much. J-Back. Are you from Texas, Jay? Justin? Jackley, Southwestern Ontario is 6B, I think. So do you have a really brief growing season, or do you get a long growing season there, Jackley? My last frost is first to second week of June, and some years the first frost is in September, so gardening can be a challenge. By the end of the summer, our garden is a giant LIV. What does that mean? Guys use all these words I don't know anything about. Born here, raised in Little Rock, moved back 17, been here 31 years. Wow. Oops. What did you write? Anyway, okay. It's cold enough here. Cold enough here? There. No, it's cold enough there. Brussels will do really well when they are grown into adulthood prior to winter. Warm temps prevent the obvious formation of sprouts. Would you suggest to grow them early? I mean, to put them, grow them in pots first? I'm in zone 5A. That's for Tiff, Mr. Creedmoor. From mid-May to October. Sow then early, protect from heat, then feed before the temps drop. Makes sense. Yes. Oh, there's 18 people on right now. From May to October. Okay. June, July, August, September, October. So you've got 5 months. From mid-May to October. Yes.
Yeah, the wood chips really act as a nice insulator. They're really, really effective. They're good.
Okay, thanks. I'm amazed at how much the wood chips help when we get a late frost. Yeah. Also, Tiff, let some bolt, then save seed. They will make them more regionally sound the next year. Oh, that's a good idea. That's cool. That's a really good idea. That's a great idea. Do the same thing, Steve. I miss Anderson. Remember Anderson? He comes on. He came on the last few times. Joe says, by midsummer, our gardens is a giant living mixed salad, nonstop and impossible to maintain. So we just roam around completely hidden, hanging out with hummingbirds. You could be you could actually go back to Eden and even be out in your birthday suit. If you experience, sounds like it anyway. If you experience the dreaded white fly, there are natural solutions. All all are soil fertility based and not kill based. Wow. Plants adjust over time to the climate and pass genetics on to. Yeah, that's true. I have noticed mason bees are becoming more and more crucial. Yeah. We are so grateful for ours. Great work, Justin. Kelly Smith, Joseph Bass sounds wonderful. I just reached out out the Anderson, and he's fixing a hot water heater. Oh, so you know Anderson. Cool, Mr. East of Eden. That's cool that you know him. Tell him we missed him. I hope he gets it fixed. Water heater is pretty important. Jaybuck, trees are starting to bloom here. Pear tree had white blooms yesterday. Wow. Yes. These FPL. What is all this fanciness? Tell us what that means. Anyway, use stinging nettle as a trap crop. White flies. Oh, really? Folks love back to Eden. Folks, oh, that's what that means? FPL? Folks, PL? I don't know what that means. Folks love back to Eden. Anyway. Yep, stinging nettle. Love it. Stinging nettle pesto. Have you guys ever eaten that? It's amazing. It's best to get the plants a little bit young, though, like less than 12 inches. And then I always go out and cut them at the base and put them in a paper bag, and I use double gloves when I'm out there, and they make a really good pesto. J Buck is on his A game. Is he? What are you deleting people out there? That's what it means to Creedmoor. What means to Creedmoor? Can you let chickens into the garden at all during the growing season?
Nope, they'll eat your food.
If you want to feed the chickens and not yourself. I mean, I suppose you could let them out there. Just there's a chicken out tonight that's kind of concerning me. I hope it doesn't get nailed. I couldn't catch it. I was out there the longest time, and I took the dog out. See if I can get my son to go out there and try to get it. It's one of my blue avers.
Blueberries are really shallow rooted, and they really like good porous soil. Yeah, they're growing really fine, my wood chips, so I haven't had any problem with them.
Steve, did you use peat moss? For what? Sorry, dumb question. What was a dumb question? Nothing's a dumb question. Or just best for them to wait till after harvest chickens I'm referring to. Oh, okay. That's not really a dumb question. They're handy if you want to get rid of some bugs. But man, you also want to get rid of your plants. Kevin from Central New York, 60 degrees tomorrow. Mid-May, last frost. Honestly, it's funny how we have to adapt. It's almost like a shock to our gardening minds. I've heard of January thaw. Kind of crazy. Yeah, Big Hill. Welcome, Big Hill. For me, when I see stinging nettle, I also see my first asparagus. It tells me it's springtime, and if I haven't sown seeds, I'm late. You're going to sow seed all the time, mister. You're Mr. Seed Sower. No, we didn't use peat moss.
Peat moss is really, to me, kind of a dumb idea. If you look at nature where it's growing, nothing is growing there. It's totally sterile.
I think it hit 70 today here in Kentucky.
And so to put that in your garden is like completely brain dead as far as I'm concerned. I can't believe why they do it.
What's that?
Peat moss.
Oh. Well, maybe they'll tell you why. My roses and raspberries nearby are growing like crazy. Good. I haven't even paid attention. Steve-O, the pH is likely too basic. In the beginning, we had to add a small amount of elemental sulfur. These are all your friends, huh, Creedmoor? Friends of Back to Eden and friends of Creedmoor. Back to Eden, Creedmoor. Okay, I'll add a little more, a little this year, thank you. Are we starting to slow down a little bit, guys? It's, how long have we been here? Oh, so it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. We had to use peat as a bulking agent when the garden was young. Even now, we will use it to make our seed germ oil go further. Oh, so it's a bulking agent when the garden was young. Really? A bulking agent? Like it would aerate the soil, or how? Explain. You should just explain, just so people can learn. Okay, so as the composting got better, we were able to move away from the peat. Peat is good for ferns, cranberries, moss. Hey, do you guys grow cranberries? I would love to grow cranberries, but I think you have to have a bog, right? It's like growing rice or something, right? You have to have kind of a bog. Am I wrong? Do you guys grow cranberries? I know they grow in Washington. I just don't know where and how, but I don't think we have room for them. But it's kind of fun to learn about. Peat is good for ferns, cranberries, moss. Okay, Joe, do you grow cranberries where you are? Peat. It's not a renewable resource. Really? I didn't know that. I've heard cranberries grow like normal stuff, but they fled the land to harvest them. Oh, really? So you have to flood the land to harvest them? Oh, I didn't know that. Peat bog for cranberries. Ah, okay. I get that. That makes sense. Not in North Carolina. I think they grow them here. Let's see, it's not a forever practice. It adds acidity to wood chip based soil, which is pH neutral. Seeds germinate in 4 days using peat to gently acidify new non-colonized soils. Learned something new. Northern states like Maine, yes. Okay. So here too then, does Maine get a lot of rain, or do they get, are they kind of like, I don't remember. I have a friend that lives there, but I forgot. So we grew cranberries in New England, okay. Used to live in New England, huh? Yeah, I bet we could grow them here. I just wouldn't know where, how much space they need, and all that kind of razzmatazz. Kind of fun, but it's kind of a little bit late to start. Colonizing soils is similar to charging biochar. Ah, okay. We grew them in 500 acres bogs. Wow. You grew them? Wow. It's never too late to start. Grow for the next generation. I know. The scariest thing to me is that somebody's going to buy our property and they won't appreciate what we've done or what Paul's done. That's the scariest thing to me. I just really wish we could have passed it to someone that would really appreciate it. Yeah, grow for your grandkids. That's so true. Hope for your grandkids. Yeah, you just never know how much longer this planet's going to be around with the way it's going. But I think you definitely have to, what is it, occupy till I come. That's what Yeshua says. Scooby-Doo, Wisconsin, where I grew up, grows 60% of the country's cranberries. Wow. They like moisture and sandy soils. Oh, okay. Good to know, Mr. Scooby-Doo. I just want to say I'm so blessed to have come across you guys years back. Aw, Tip Jensen. Where'd you say you are? East of Eden Grower. Our group of scouts grew them to protect the waterways. I've learned so much. Aw. They are, though, using peat juice is beneficial, and the squeezed peat can be put back into bogs to recharge. Oh, really? Interesting. I'm planning on growing fruit trees for the next people that live here. I know, but the sad part is that what if they cut them all down? You know, when we lived in California, we had a great avocado tree, and this is the most amazing, what do you call it?
Lemon.
Lemon. Yeah, I think we had a Meyer lemon, but the tangerine. Oh my gosh. And I had this huge gardenia, which, you know, guys, you know, gardenias, they don't grow. They grow really slow. And my bush was, what, 4 foot and 5 foot in diameter? It was big. It was a big old gardenia. Anyway, the people that bought our house totally tore down most of it. We had a great little garden back there and everything. It's so sad. Let's see. I'm planning on growing fruit trees. Have you grown thimbleberries? I'm 33 years old, northeast Nebraska, and 6 kids. Whoa, mama, go. That's awesome. I can't worry about the future. J-Buck, no, we can't worry about it, but we have to be wise about it. Yeah, but you know, like you said, if they tear down our house and build, you know, and build, what do you call it, track homes, I won't know about it anyway because I'll probably be dead or be taken out of here by Yeshua. J-Buck, do you have kids? Kelly. Kelly or Jackley or what I'm saying right. Kelly Smith, when I had to sell my place in the city, the new owners tore out the entire garden, tore down the greenhouse. Yeah, see, that's the thing that killed us when we saw what they did. I thought, don't they realize the virtue of what we, you know, I don't even know where that tangerine came from, but it was we had all kinds of kumquats too. Oh my gosh, I love kumquats. That's one of the reasons I want to put a small, what do you call it, Meyer lemon and a couple of kumquat trees in a little greenhouse up here. I would just love to try to challenge my, because I love kumquats. I could live on them. Tiff, you are exactly who we want to have in the Back to Eden method in their lives. Bless you for what you do. Amen. Exactly, Tiff. 6 kids and 33 years old. You must have started as early as let's see, how many kids did I have by 33? Let me see. I think I had 5. Yeah, I had 5 kids by 33. And then at 39 and 41, I had 2 more. The one that was here earlier, I had him at 39. Anyway, any mulch like walnut that you don't recommend, and do you lay your manure down first and then cover with mulch so that the rain doesn't wash it away, or top dress? How about lime or wood ash? Big Hill.
Oh, wood ash is really great fertilizer. That's really nutrient dense. A lot of minerals.
Paul and Carol, I couldn't imagine someone changing your property. It's beautiful and peaceful. Yeah. I am in a better place now, but my mature garden, something about.
But miss my mature garden.
I see. Oh, I see what you're saying, because the people tore it all. Yeah, that was so discouraging to drive past and think, oh my gosh, they don't realize. And especially now we're headed into so much insanity. I wonder if they regret. I'm a better place. Oh yeah, I said that. Yeah, they told us because of the name, they told us our place was worth quite a bit last year or the year. I don't remember what year it was. They were telling us it was worth over $1 million because of the name and stuff. But where we live is. I wouldn't want to use that money for, I don't know. I was looking to downsize. Thanks so much, guys. Get some rest. It's getting late for me. Big Hill, where do you live? Thanks for coming. Oh, you're in New York, right? Big Hill. Whereabouts in New York? Upstate? Upper? Oh gosh, this guy's back. I better see what he needs. It's already been an hour. What a trip. Hello? Yeah, we're not done yet, but that's okay. Okay. Oh, okay. All right, when you guys plan on being here?
August, the first email I sent you was I said August 3rd,
Oh, okay.
and then I kind of relooked the whole situation, and actually 2 nights would be preferable if possible, but obviously it has to work with your schedule as well. So that's a Saturday and possibly Sunday night, August 3rd and 4th.
Okay, I'll look at it. I'll look at it and see what happens.
I sure appreciate it.
Okay, okay, God bless you.
Okay, have a good night.
You too.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Did you hear all that?
No.
You didn't?
It all changed here.
Oh no. Honey, did you?
I didn't do a thing. He just walked off and it just changed.
That's weird, huh? Let's see. This is my computer. I always forget this is my computer. So I've got to figure out how to get it back. That's not it. There it is. You want me to hold it or?
Oh, okay.
It's weird. I walk off and it just changes.
Mhm.
The heck. Anyway. I wonder if I should move this for you. That better? A little more room? Too much wood ash. Okay. Bad thumb swipes. They are too fat for this screen. How much to spread on top of wood chips? What are you talking about? Let's see. Alkalinizing. Be sure to limit use near acid-loving berries. Oh, that makes sense.
If you spread those wood ashes, wide and far, I don't think you have any problem at all. Wood ash, like I say, is really nutrient dense, really high mineral content. And I've never, we have a wood stove, and always put the wood chips out there in the chicken pen and take it to the garden. I've never seen any problem.
Hi from Sweden. Oh, Max. Skogen. How much wood ash is too much to apply? Oh, your best time to put in the garden. Hi from Sweden. Hey, my father was born in Radvik, Dalarna. So I'm half Swedish. Actually, I found out don't get mad at me, but I found out I'm genetically more Finnish than Swedish. But still. Anyway, if you need assistance learning to use soil test tools, just hit me up. The tester is about $15. Anderson! Yay! You're back. Hello from South Dakota. Wood heat is the best. Yeah, we really miss wood heat. I dumped wood ash in clay soil and it seemed to loosen the clay up. Not to garden, just random place. There's Mr. Anderson. Thanks, we missed you. I'm so glad you showed up. Probably now that we're winding down, but still, I'm glad you showed up.
Yeah, if you notice, wood heat is very similar to the sunshine, and there's a reason for that, because as the trees take in photosynthesis from the sun, they store it in themselves and they burn it back. It's the same heat. No heat compares to wood heat. The gas, electric, it's not the same. Wood heat's like the sun; it goes right into its thermal.
Oh, at Cornell University. Wow, you're about 15 minutes from the campus. Wow. Cool. Yeah, it's almost 11 p.m. We need to fold it up. We certainly can. Does anybody have any more questions or concerns or complaints or, of course, I know Jay Buck's getting rid of the complaints, it looks like. Thanks, Jay. You're such a sweetheart. We love you, Justin. Appreciate what you're doing for us. Really appreciate it. Anderson's Prairie View Farm. No problem, Creedmoor. Paul, that happens to me also. It happens to me even sometimes. Anyway, God bless you guys. Should we call it good, you guys? Does anybody have any more questions? Thank you so much for doing this. It's a blessing. Well, we look forward to it, and I pray throughout the week, and I'm sure Paul does too, that God will just use it. I just want to lead us in a small prayer, Miss Carol or Paul. How about you? You want to do that?
Father, we just thank you for this time we've had. This is a really good time of fellowship and just sharing information. I just pray your blessing on all these people, Lord, that are seeking to follow you and to grow good gardens. I just pray that you'll just bless them, Lord, and give them wisdom, understanding, and favor. Thank you, God. We just give you thanks in Jesus' name, amen.
Yes, Lord, and we pray too, God, that you just provide their gardens, Lord. You just really help them produce some really beautiful gardens for your glory and your will, and to feed your people, if that's going to be necessary in the future, Lord. Just give us all wisdom, Lord. Help us to be more of you, less of us, Lord. And we just want to empty ourselves so we can just be more like you, Lord, and what you want to do in our lives, Lord. Thank you for leading and guiding and directing us, however it is that you have. And I pray, God, that you would just bless everyone here, God. We just want to give ourselves away to whatever you would have, God. So we thank you so much. In the name of Yeshua. Amen. Yes, amen. He's the Eden grower. I have high elevation chicken coop to finish tomorrow. High elevation chicken coop? What does that mean? Oh, you're building one for someone? That's cool. High elevation chicken coop? Does that mean it has to educate us really quick? I have a big pine tree I'm going to chip up. Can I put the whole whole tree on my 550 by 40 back to Eden garden.
Yep.
Yeah, you want needles, leaves, and twigs. You want greens too. So maybe if you have a lot of the whole tree. You're talking about-
The center part you should just use for firewood, but all the
Yeah.
branches chip up and put in the
Yeah.
garden.
God bless you. Thank you for all you do for everyone else. Wow. Come back. We really appreciate you guys coming and tell others if you think they could benefit. And yeah, like I said, if we get 50 strong, I think it'd be fun to do a, like a, what do you call it? A Zoom. So we could actually see each other and interact more, you know, because this is interactive but not the same as seeing each other. Amen. Yes, that's what I'll do. Yeah, and if you think it can encourage others, that's the thing, you know. We want people to believe that they can actually garden, because yeah, right now they're doing so much to threaten our food, and everything is anti-life, you know. And if it, any way that we can push against that, I think it's what God wants us to do. Right? Mr. Gauchi. Yeah, it'd be fun, wouldn't it be fun to do a Zoom? Good night, everyone. Bye, Jacqueline. Thanks for coming back, all of you. Anderson, I'm glad that you came and showed up anyway, even if you were on the tail end of it all. It's a coop with at 4,000 feet. Spring-fed predator protection built strong. Wow, that sounds interesting. Take pictures and share them. Spring is coming. Good night, all. God bless. Yeah, I think we're gonna close it down now. I think. Let me see if I can do that from here. Man, I'm just totally. Okay, bye, you guys. Love you. See you next week. Same time, same station.